Hello everyone, this is a Comedic Witch. I'm back with another video. Sorry about how crappy my hair looks. I haven't been able to get my hair washed this week because of my leg, and sometimes I just want to get in and out of the shower. I don't care about my hair. But I should, but I'm just being lazy and also in a lot of pain and everything. So let's talk about what exactly is paganism, what exactly is polytheism, and I kind of want to put my 2 cents into what's going on over in China, because as a polytheist, I believe what is going on over in China is wrong, and I kind of want to put my voice out there so people know my position on it. Okay, so if you go and you talk to anyone who is a Wiccan, they'll say that they're pagan. They're trying to reclaim the word that has been used in a despairing way and used in a way that they know perfectly well that the people long time ago would not like. And I understand where they're coming from on that. So the word pagan comes from the Latin word paganos, meaning country dweller, hick, someone who's backward, someone who doesn't believe in the Christian God. And so any belief, any religion would fall under this heading. That is unfortunately a mistaken terminology for people who believe in more than one God. The actual correct term is polytheist. So when I say I'm a polytheist, it means that I worship more than one god or goddess. So, when we talk about people that identify as pagan, we're talking about people that are Wiccan, people that are heathen, Kemetic, Hellenist, Zoroastrian, yes, because they do honor more than one god. People that are involved in native religions, people that are Hindu, things like that. People who identify as polytheists are essentially the same thing. It's the same terminology, but without the disparity and backward hick thing. So you have polytheists, who are people who worship more than one god or goddess, and they're generally connected to a pre-Christian religion, or a religion that was wiped out during the Middle Ages. But then you have the Mari, who live in Russia, who are classified as the only continuing pagan or polytheist group that exists in the world, besides Hinduism. So in paganism, just like in polytheism, you have rituals, and you have markings of the different points in the year. For example, is for people who practice Wicca, the year will begin at Samhain. And the big issue that I have with people that they don't understand why October 31st is so important. They see it as a secular holiday. They do not see it as a religious holiday. I know last year I had someone say to me, well, we don't celebrate Halloween, but your wife happens to be a pagan, so you should be aware of Samhain. Obviously, your wife really did not practice it if you don't know anything about Samhain. Samhain is the most important of the 8 seasonal Sabbaths. It's the first of the 4 original Celtic fire festivals, and it is a time when we say goodbye to the warm weather, and we say hello to the darkness and to the cold and everything. And back a long time ago, you had to have grown enough food for everybody in the village, or else people would starve to death. So you have that one, and then you have Yule, which is another point in the year that archaeologists believe that Celts came together. You have Imbolc, you got Ostara, you have Beltane, you have the summer solstice. I still cannot pronounce it, so I always call it the summer solstice. Then you have Mabon, and then you have Lammas, and then you have Mabon, and then you have Samhain again. People that practice the 8 seasonal Sabbaths are generally Wiccan of some variation, no matter if it's Wiccans who honor and venerate the Norse gods, Wiccans that honor the Kemetic deities or the Celtic deities or whatever. Polytheists are a little bit more different in their celebrations. Their calendar is very much lunar, and they will celebrate, a god's birthday, or they'll celebrate, they'll have a big old feast on certain times of the year. One of them, of course, is the 12 days of Yule, which I did attempt at one time but was unable to do it all. But yeah, so generally with polytheism compared to modern day paganism, polytheism, they try to recreate the religious traditions of dead cultures like the Kemetics and the heathens and the Hellenists and all that type of stuff. One of the things I have to make very clear is, while religions like Wicca and Celtic paganism and Druidry, they do have their share of people that have very, anti-abortion, anti-LGBT, anti-this and that. The biggest problem seems to come from the polytheistic community and not, quote-unquote, the pagan community. And we're talking about racism, and we're talking about spreading lies that you have to be of a correct, your blood has to be correct in order to do this. One group actually said to white people that were honoring Kemetic deities, well, you have Wicca, you stick with that, that's a white person's religion. When there are a lot of people of color who practice Wicca, so that's not true at all. Just like you have a lot of white people that practice, Voodoo. They were initiated by people in Haiti and everything. So in religions like Wicca, you'll have like the cauldron and the athame and the wand, and you'll have the besom, and you'll have all these things that they use to gather energy and to raise it up in a cone of power and to release it out into the universe. So that is paganism in a nutshell. We're not talking about the polytheism, or we're not talking about people who identify as polytheists. Polytheists, they have their own thing they do, and they, more often than not, there will not be any circle casting. I know in heathenism they do, I forgot what it's called, but they use Thor's hammer to hollow the ground. In Druidry, they will use a wand to cast a circle, but it'll be a big group thing, and they'll say something together. I know this because I watched a video of them doing that. If you hear that little racket in the background, that's my annoying brother. I love him to death, but sometimes he's just too much. You might have, like in Druidry, you might have like the casting of Ogam staves. I actually have a bag of them that I will actually shake and pull one out, and that will be the Ogam for the day. I bought those earlier this year. I love them to death. They are really nicely crafted, and I do believe in using what I order. So yeah. So that is another thing I want to include before I move on to the whole thing with China. Do not call a Hindu a pagan. Do not call a Native American a pagan. Mainly for one reason. One, they do not come from a broken tradition. They come from a tradition that has either remained constant through thousands of years, or they were forced to practice in secret. Don't call somebody who practices Voodoo or Santeria a pagan. They're not. They do not practice a broken line of tradition. These are things that had to be hidden from their white racist, their racist white owners, and they did a very great job in doing that. So, going on with the whole thing in China, I kind of shake my head at what's going on over in China and American anti-theists or atheist views about what's going on over in China, or generally people that believe that Christianity is just going into too many countries and destroying native religions and stuff like that. So China is a communist country. There actually is an oath that members of the party have to make, that they are not involved in any kind of religion. This is more than just, oh, they're not Christian, or they're not a Muslim, or they're not Jewish. It is any kind of religion whatsoever. And the reason for this is that they want their members to be solely dedicated to the Communist Party, to be solely, this is their lives. This is what they are. So one of the things that the media love to report on is churches being demolished in China, and they're saying, oh, it's because the churches violated building code, and so they had to be torn down. And so you go and you have people here in America that cheer that. They're really happy that they're nipping this problem in the bud, or they're trying to get rid of it, trying to keep it from destroying their cultural way of life. And in a lot of sense, I do understand where they're coming from. Christianity did a very great job of destroying the cultural traditions of hundreds of different cultures. However, what they also have done is they've also attacked native religions. They've attacked Buddhism. China and the Dalai Lama have been having this thing that's been going on for a very long time. So they have been toppling statues of the gods. They have been making the lives of Buddhists very, very unpleasant. They have been doing all these things. They've been, like I said, tearing down statues of the gods. They have been destroying shrines that have been around for hundreds of years. They have been turning temples into Communist Party offices. So when we go and we see people cheering on the destruction of churches and other houses of worship, the question that I always pose with them is, okay, so you support this, well, what about the native religions? The people that are not loyal to the party, the people that do not believe in communism, that this is what they practice, and you're cheering on what's going on. So in essence, you support the destruction of native religions. And probably the answer is they're all evil and they all deserve to go. Well, well, I guess we all know what side you're on. But the destruction of native religions, the persecution of people that follow these religions, is not something that we should be celebrating. So anyways, I'll let you guys go. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Until next time, may be happy, healthy, most importantly be safe, and hail to the gods. Bye.